Welcome to today's 5-minute Bible study in the book of Daniel. We're looking at Daniel chapter 7, Daniel's dream, his vision of 4 beasts that arise out of the sea, representing the 4 coming kingdoms in world history. Let's begin to look at them in order. In verse 4, he talks about the first one. So the first was like a lion, had the wings of an eagle. I watched until its wings were torn off, and it was lifted from the ground so that it stood on 2 feet like a human being. The mind of a human was given to it. Now, as in Nebuchadnezzar's dream years before, the first kingdom represents the Babylonian Empire, the current world empire of the day. Remember, he had this dream in the first year of Belshazzar, the king of Babylon. You might ask, what's the meaning of it? It was given the mind of a human being. So wings were torn off. That sounds like some sort of judgment. Then it was lifted up like a human being and was given the mind of a human. I think this probably refers to Nebuchadnezzar, the judgment that came upon him when he was driven mad, and then how he was restored when he acknowledged who God was, and to him was restored the mind of a human being. You know, for 7 years he had thought himself an animal. He lived like an animal. But when he acknowledged that God was Most High, he was lifted up, restored his position, and given the mind of a human again. So that's just part of the history, but this first beast represents the Babylonian Empire. The second beast in chapter 5. Now there before me was a second beast, which looked like a bear. It was raised up on one of its sides. It had 3 ribs in its mouth between its teeth. It was told, "Get up and eat your fill of flesh." Now this refers, as in Nebuchadnezzar's dream, the second kingdom is that of the Medes and the Persians. It's the establishment of the Persian Empire. It is ferocious, like a bear, eating its prey. And the Persian Empire simply swept and gobbled up the Babylonian Empire and expanded to an empire such as the world, up until that point, had never seen. So this is the Medes and the Persians, are the Persian Empire. The third kingdom is in verse 6. And after this I looked, and there before me was another beast. It was like a leopard. And on its back it had 4 wings like those of a bird. The beast had 4 heads, and it was given authority to rule. Now this third empire is the Greek Empire established under Alexander the Great. The fact that it was like a leopard shows the speed at which it was established. When the Macedonian and the Greek armies came out of Greece attacking Persia, their speed was unbelievable. And in just a few years, they had wiped Persia away and established the Greek Empire, again, like the world had never seen. Now notice it says that this beast had 4 heads. What does that mean? Well, we know that after Alexander the Great died, his empire did not survive him, but it was divided into 4 parts. 4 of his generals each took a part of the Greek kingdom. And so after Alexander's death, 4 more kingdoms arose. They were all still Greek in nature, but there were 4 different empires ruled over by one of the generals of Alexander's army. And each of them began a dynasty that lasted for a number of years. So the 4 heads represent the 4 divisions that Alexander's empire fell into after his death. And then the fourth beast in verse 7. After that, in my vision at night I looked, and there before me was a 4th beast, terrifying, frightening, very powerful. It had large iron teeth. It crushed and devoured its victims and trampled underfoot whatever was left. It was different from all the former beasts, and it had 10 horns. Now this refers to the Roman Empire. It was the Roman Empire that followed the remnants of Alexander's empire, which by that time had become the 4 kingdoms. But it was Rome that conquered all of them and established an empire again unlike any the world had ever seen. Notice it had iron teeth, which compares it to the 4th part of Nebuchadnezzar's statue, the iron legs. It crushed, it devoured, it trampled underfoot. That's exactly what the Roman Empire did as it swept its way around the Mediterranean world and established an empire that really literally lasted for centuries to come in one form or another. So in these 4 beasts of Daniel's vision, He sees, as Nebuchadnezzar had seen in his vision years before of the statue, he saw the coming kingdoms were the Babylonian Empire, the Persian Empire, the Greek Empire, and then the Roman Empire. So Daniel has the same kind of panoramic vision of the play of world history. But they're beasts. They are anti to the things of God. But it's clear to Daniel through the vision that God is in control of world history. Now, what will follow, or at least what will come about in the days of the Roman Empire, will be the establishment of the kingdom of God. That's what we'll begin to look at in tomorrow's session. So I hope you join us next time for our 5-minute Bible study in the book of Daniel.